guys, welcome to Off the Cuff. I'm your host Sharon Kamau, and this is episode 8, episode 9 of season 1, and we are happy to have you here. Yeah, guys, today we have a episode. I'm so excited for this episode because it's something that I've always wanted to do. It's a topic I really wanted to do, and today, guys, we are not talking about love as such, but we are talking about how do you plan your wedding, guys? How do you plan your wedding? Because I think this is something inakulanga watu kichwa sana. So we are here with an amazing gentleman.
Yes.
He is a wedding planner, he is a DJ, and he's going to introduce himself to us. Karibu dai.
Thank you very much. I'm a husband to none.
But
I'm a husband to none at the moment. A father to none.
very important.
Unless you know something I don't know. But other than that, I'm an amazing wedding planner.
Oh yeah, I love the way that umejiaminia mpaka unasema wewe ni amazing.
Okay, najua.
Na Kenya ujui.
Yes, just.
So how many weddings have you planned?
Hey, many, so many.
Do you count?
No, I stopped.
You don't count them?
When I first started, I used to count, but then it got to a point where I did so many that I stopped counting. Yes, but I don't count. I no longer count.
Amazing. So guys, we are talking about planning a wedding. So first of all, before we start talking about that, how was it like when you were growing up? Where did you grow up in?
So I wasn't born in Nairobi. I was born in a place called Malaba. I don't know whether you guys know Malaba.
It's the border between Kenya
and Uganda. Yes. And then I came to Nairobi. Long story short, sasa mimi ni mkaaji wa hapa. But you're asking about my childhood. How it was?
Yeah, how was your childhood?
It was rough. It was rough. But then also, why? I come from a very humble background. But then also, why was it rough? But then it got to a point where it got better. It got better when I was about 4, from 5 years, thereabout. Things got better.
So what is your favorite memory of childhood?
Honestly, where I grew up, we were so many of us.
As children?
Outside, no. So I've been brought up in a children's home.
Yeah. Oh.
I know you didn't know that.
I didn't know.
But yes.
Yeah.
So I've been brought up in a children's home. So us guys were so many, but it was an amazing children's home. Thomas Bernardo's children's home. So yeah, just growing up with different people, different personalities. You're able to interact with different people. So that entire experience was my highlight. I remember specifically where on some days, I think it was either Mondays or Tuesdays, Kanju, Konaita City Council, so city used to bring stuff from, we didn't know, ilikuwa imebiwa kwa mahawkers, we didn't know.
No way.
We didn't know. So sisi wanakula mali ya hawkers. We didn't.
Kumbe these people are good after all.
So kila time unachiki track ya city, tunaita city. City wanakam. Ai. Wajua leo ni kushiba. My friend. I always look forward to Tuesdays. Yani, always look forward kabisa. But anyway, other than that, spending time with Adogo, like people, donors, so you're able to experience different things. We were well exposed, to be honest. We were well exposed. And then luckily, I got very many opportunities. So I'd say I was among the children that were favored. Yes. So,
were you a cheeky child when you were growing up?
Definitely I was. But then also I was a bit shy. But over time, my confidence grew.
What is your most embarrassing moment when you were a kid?
I mean, apart from pooping on myself. Am I allowed to say that?
Oh my God, what do you mean?
Let me tell you. So there was this when I was a bit older, and I know the internet never forgets, but whatever. So there's a time, so nimemaliza, niko kwa errands zangu za Nairobi, so niko kwa hii insurance company. So najaribu kutafuta hustle, so walikuwa na training ya wiki moja. So hii wiki, I think nilikuwa nimekula kitu mbaya tao. So nikaingia hivi, nilikuwa nimekula kitu mbaya. Wow. Wacha nikushow, nikiingia kwa hizo washroom za asi. So tumbo ilikuwa nafanya ile kitu. Alafu hii story nitaacha hapo cliffhanger. Hakuwa na tissue kwa hiyo choo. Tafakari ya babu.
Wow, that is embarrassing.
To date. Usiulize kile nilifanya but nilimaliza shughuli na nikatoka. My God. Hey. But anyway, so tuko hapa looking fly.
Okay.
What was that to us?
Okay, that's amazing. I think Emil Patofkan anyway. Anyway, that's good. So when did your journey of DJing, events planning start?
So I started. I used to go to Nairobi Baptist Church, and I got many opportunities. I mean, most people wanaanzanga na kanisa, so that's even for my story is not different. So nilianza Nairobi Baptist, so we had concerts, we had camps here and there. We had camps, so I used to DJ. Actually used to go for free, only because I have this talent. Na mimi nilikuwa
Kulipwa na exposure.
But mimi sikuwa na mind by the your time, sikuwa na mind because hizo camps zilikuwa a bit expensive. So naenda camps zote wako ananiacha nyuma. Bure. Na nilikuwa na wabamba mbaya. So that's how I started. And then one of my friends from church gave me it's actually my first wedding. Wakanilipa not one, not 2,000, not 5,000, not 10,000, but 15,000 to DJ at their wedding. Hey, ushaona God in 3D? Niliona God in 3D.
Alafu?
Imagine 15,000, but
it was your first gig.
It was my first wedding. But when nilikuwa nimejipresent kwao, ilikuwa inakaa kama nimefanya hiki kitu for so long. So they gave me an opportunity. I know they don't remember, but Ayo and Dufe, thank you very much. It was my first wedding. So they paid me 15,000. Na hiyo time sikuwa na equipment. So nilienda hapo na laptop. Mimi nakwambia sikuamini nilipata hiyo pesa yote. Anyway, so from there niko na pesa. Then that's how we started.
Amazing. So that is DJing. Where did your events planning start?
So my mom used to, she still does, she has an extension. So the first person who came, first tenant, alikuwa kwa events. So Sylvia of Purple Tulips. So that's how I got into events. Alinipatia opportunity. So that was my first event away from DJing. So that's how, and then the other tenant, I don't know whether they'll be comfortable if I mention their name, but Alex and Chemtai of Bloomingdale. So they're also into events. So I figured, this is not a coincidence. So the first tenant, events, second tenant, events, and then also Chemtai and Alex give me more opportunities. So, but I started out as a casual. Mtu wa kubeba viti, mtu wa kuingiza spandex kwa kiti, normal story. And then slowly by slowly, nikaongezelewa responsibilities. So, and then from there, that's it.
So today we are talking about planning a wedding.
Yes.
If you ask me, I feel like, I don't know if it's the truth because I've not planned one. I've not had one myself.
Are you planning to?
Of course, definitely. Hii mwaka.
Hii ndo mwaka yako? Sharon, nimekujua kutoka 2012 na kila mwaka ni mwaka yako surely.
Ina ni kweli. Anyway, so planning a wedding. Yeah. So how does planning a wedding look like?
One, I'm sure people just see the glam, but it's very stressful. Yes. You have to understand, obviously, what the client wants, but then also vis-a-vis their budget.
Yes.
You get? Yeah. So they have to go in line, and they have to align.
Because anaweza kuwa na high taste with no budget.
But reality ni normal. So that's it. I mean, ideally, once you understand the vision of what the client wants, then you're able to give options in terms of venue, vendors, and then also vibes. So there are some clients who are very loud, others are very laid back. So you need to understand the vibe.
Okay. All right. So what is the first thing that you're supposed to put in mind when you hear a wedding? when you're planning for your wedding?
Do you have a husband or do you have a wife?
Of course, uko na guy. Of course, like you have a wife and you have a husband now. So tuko ile point tunataka harusi. Tumetengeneza committee, tuko na like 200k.
Okay, sorry. Sababu nimefanya events mingi si za committee, but anyway.
Wewe unafanya zile za
anyway.
Anyway, so uko na wedding. Tell me set the dates. It's June 6th, 2025, 2026. So what is the first thing unafaa kuangalia? Venue ni important sana. Venue. So that gives you a glimpse of your area. One, logistics. How will my guest get to venue X, Y, and Z? Unajua kama ni destination wedding, then things are different. Kama ni Nairobi or from wherever you are, then things will be a bit later. But for me, venue is very important. So what do you consider when you're looking for a venue?
One, if it's a church wedding, whether the space allows for you guys to have a ceremony and a reception area. And then number 2, noise management. Number 3, and then I think it unfaa kwa number 2, do they allow for outside catering? Because I know many people are very picky. Even if wanachukua venue yako, always taka, they already have a caterer in mind. You get?
Okay.
So, do they allow for outside catering? And then what else is important? I think those are top.
Okay, just measuring on the venue.
Yeah.
There's what we call photography venue, where you just go and you come. And I've seen you go and then sasa ndo mnakuja reception. Yeah, okay. Photo session. And I've seen most of the people.
Yeah.
It's something sort of they miss because there was a certain wedding and the reception where the reception was is where the photography was, which for me, if you ask me, is a little bit tarakisha and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. Oh. So what do you consider when you're looking for a venue to shoot for photo shoot?
So one is obviously closeness to the main venue. Because now, hautaki guest wako angoje sana before you guys come back. Because you have to factor in time ya kuenda, na time ya kurudi, na time ya photo shoot. So roughly, I think most photographers wanapatiananga between 45 minutes to an hour. Yeah, yo pigwe photo shoot. So you can't spend an hour going and then an hour coming back and then an hour for photo shoot. Doesn't make sense. But also luckily, there are some venues where ni kubwa enough where they have hata hizo spaces za kupigwa picha hapo ndani and they look really serene and I mean.
Okay, so you can have your reception here and also have your
reception, your ceremony and your photo session all in the same place.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, sisi tunadhanianga lazima uwe na 3 different places.
No.
If at all your wedding is supposed to.
No. I know of many venues where they have enough space.
So the photo sessions place, is it a place where it's enclosed? Is it a place where guests wanawaona pale mkipigwa picha?
Kuna places zingine sababu ya space, guests watawaona. But ideally, I'd prefer mwende place yenye mtakuwa comfortable. You get? Because I'm sure as a bridal party, you guys are already vibing. That's why you have them in your team. So, mwende place yenye mtakuwa free, even if hata kama ni photos zenye tuseme hatutaki kuona as parents, then do your thing away from the guests. Yes.
Okay. So how that is venue now. How about decor?
Decor. Ask me, what do you want to know about decor?
So for decor, like what are the factors to consider when you're looking for decor? Is there a specific place you're supposed to do? What are the types of decor?
In fact, let me tell you, when it comes to decor, what you'd like to consider is creativity. How creative are the guys who are providing decor for you guys? Because I mean, you might have you can have a very small budget, but then also the execution is amazing. Unajua, like I know of people who the execution is very clean, but also budget-wise, awako too high. Yes. But what to look out for? Creativity, budget. Please, let's not shoot for the stars. I mean, that's a dream, but reality, let's work na kenye tuko nayo. You get? And then also, something that people need to look for is, and it's not always the case, mtu wako wa vendor wa deco ako na tents, ako na hizo vitu zote under one roof, because what happens is if you're getting seats from someone else, that cost accumulates and becomes a bit high kwa client. So if you're able to get that's you get hiyo ni life hack. So just as much as possible, I know it's not always the case, but as much as possible just try get mtu wa deco mwenye kuna hizo vitu zote under one roof.
Okay, so what are there specific types of deco, or deco ni deco tu?
Zizi kuna deco of course ya outdoor, kuna deco ya ndani ya tent, na tents are different. Tents are different.
You can actually give us the types of tents.
The ones that I know, kuna hexagon, kuna alpine, kuna A-frame. That's the one I prefer.
So A-frame ni ile tu ya kawaida?
Ile ya kawaida, but it's a bit more expensive because now they charge per section.
I thought hiyo ndo the cheapest.
A-frame ni expensive.
Na dome tent ni expensive?
Dome tent, no, A-frame ni more expensive depending on the number of sections that you want. So now it depends on the number of guests that you have.
Yes.
So how elaborate is your setup? How many tables do you need to factor in? Hizo vitu zote. So but ideally A-frame though, if I'm not wrong, A-frame is expensive.
So A-frame ni ile ya kawaida. Then dome tent ni ile yenye iko na alpine umesema?
Alpine ni kama sanda kwambia je, alpine ni kama unajua tent inaitwa si hexagon, beeline. Kuna tent nyingine inaitwa beeline. Kuna tent inaitwa beeline. So alpine ni a better looking version ya beeline.
Tutafuta hizo tuziweke hapo kwa screen tuambie watu
okay.
Anyway we don't know.
Na pia kuna high peak. So high peak ni zile zenye tunaonanga mostly ushago.
Kwani ushago si zile si A-frame?
What?
I thought A-frame ni ile tu ya hivi.
A-frame hapana. A-frame ni zenye mostly pale nimeziona ni place high end.
Wait a minute. A-frame si ile si tent ya kawaida yenye.
Hiyo ni tent ya kawaida, hiyo ni high peak. Zile zenye tunawekanga kwa matanga na hizo vitu. Hiyo ni high peak. No. Hiyo ni high peak.
Aya, niko sure watu wengi wanajua hizo A-frame ni.
Hiyo ni high peak. Hiyo ni high peak. So high peak, then kuna hexagon, then of course kuna hizi ma stretch tent. So stretch tent ni poa time yenye tuseme kama ni kama ka jazz session hivi, kitu mellow, something very mellow and classy. So stretch tent ni poa. Then hexagon, zamani hexagon ndo zilikuwa zimeshika, but hizi siku unless budget yako haiko high sana unaweza tumia hexagon, but I would talk anyone out of no hizo hexagon hapana, especially when it's windy.
Ni zile zinakanga somewhere.
Hivyo kuna event nyingine nimeenda kumenyesha the next morning hexagon iko chini.
What do you mean? Na the next day sasa ni
so lazima watu wakam. Hizi events zinakuanga na saraka.
What are the challenges of planning a wedding as a planner now?
One, family conflicts and family different people have different interests. Of course kuna kuanga na wale aunties
of course
na uncles wanakuanga. So that's one. And then two, budget and reality. Three, emotions. You have to manage emotions.
By managing emotions, what do you mean? By emotions, what do you mean?
But you see, the days leading to the wedding day, especially not si peke yake, but mostly my brides wengi wanakuanga emotional, because it's everything coming together and it's a bit much, because the demand is a lot from the family, the demand is a lot probably from even for herself, on expectations. So ana hope tu kila kitu tenda poa. So emotions, being able to manage emotions is very important. What else? What other challenges do you face? Saa zingine watukanga kwa site late, so fatigue. Kwa time hata most times, but if you ask planners, they rarely sleep. Especially say tuseme kama wedding ni kesho. And then you have to go to the groom side and the bride side very early in the morning, because it's important that you do that, because you have to keep the makeup artist and the hairstylist in check. You get?
Because of time management.
Because of time management. Because if you don't show up in the morning, And then tuseme kama wedding iko ndani ya church, you know many churches wako na fine. If you don't make it by your time, then fine ya, because obviously
Kama yetu ni
unalipa.
10,000.
Hata most churches ni 10,000.
So how does an ideal wedding look like for you?
So let me say this. So as long as you cover all your bases, you have all the vendors in check, you have deco imefanywa on time, photographers, videographers show up kwa nyumba ya bride na groom in good time. Kama kuna car deco, and then this nowadays atufanyangi car deco. Rarely do we, because zile gari zenye, unless anyway, mimi naongea kwa ile space yenye niko mostly.
Hey guys, ako kwa different space.
No, but ile space yenye mimi niko.
Not our words.
Mostly because the cars zinakaa poa already.
Yeah, definitely.
Then tutapata msana anasema, oh, I don't want you to scratch my bonnet. Oe, mambo ni mob. So rarely hizi siku car deco kidogo inapitwa na wakati. So kenye wasofanya ni una get hizo number plate. So hivyo unasema tu Sharon and X wedding on this and this day.
Oh, so people don't do ile ribbon.
Hiyo ribbon imepitwa na wakati.
Allah. Bana sisi tuko huko bado. Tuko huko bado. Have you ever done a wedding alafu ukakosa kulipwa? Like ukalipwa half and then hiyo ingine wakaenda honeymoon na
nimesikia stories za wase wakifanya hivyo, but kunajua wase wengi. It's not by the way si rahisi. Wase wengi especially wase wa deco ndo usafa. Wase wa deco ndo usafa. And also planners, because so what you do is you ask for your percentage, say for example 70%, and then you're supposed to be paid after you deliver. So you place here after you deliver.
So what's the trick? So what's the trick? Do you like ask for like 80% and hata wakienda na 20% you've already paid people and you have...
Hiyo ni one way to look at it, but the other way is just make sure they pay 100% out of trust. Because the others who pay you by the wanakumalizia.
But most people wanasema wanakataa kulipa.
Wanasema they pay you a percentage and then the rest they'll pay you after the event.
So is there something like a contract that
definitely people... you have definitely.
So akikosa kulipa unaweza msuu?
Unaweza enda your way. That's also another way, because I know of people who have used that avenue. But I mean, it's not encouraged because I mean, kwenda kotini is more expensive and it's so taxing. It's taxing, it's more taxing, so I'd rather we settle out of court.
Na mlipe deni zenyu nyinyi watu. Mlipe deni.
Creatives wanafanya ngoma mbaya. Creatives.
Because there's a friend of mine, MC friend of mine, who was telling me alifanya gig and then walikuwa wamelipa like 75% alafu wakakata kulipa 25%.
It happens.
Which was alikuwa like, niko na dancers, niko na watu wangu, how am I going to pay?
Hata mimi kuna watu wamekaa do yangu, but anyway.
Watali.
Kwanza niliambiwa na best yangu kuna court inaitangwa small case settlement something. Nasikia na work. So if you guys please enda your route. That's what you want. Yeah.
So nikuulize unaangalia uko sana. Concentrate na mimi. So, what is something that many people who are doing a wedding overlook? What is the most important that people overlook in a wedding?
It's a very good question. What do they overlook? MC?
Yeah.
MC. DJ.
Na DJ. Nishaenda harusi yenye wanacheza wimbo na simu.
MC na DJ. They factor in deco, which is good. Na chakula, which is extremely important. Na cake, very important. But unasahau, at the end of the day, ase walitoka hapo wakifeel aje. You get?
Yeah.
Na photographers. Na photographers by the way.
Na photographers.
Na photographers na videographers. Yeah. Because I know sometimes we debate between should we get a videographer or a photographer or both. Yeah. Please get both.
Yeah.
Please get both.
Oh yeah, by the way. Because now how would you, a photographer and a video, like if you get one, ni nini ndo hutaki?
Najua sana najaribu cut cost, but if you please jikaze as much as possible.
Is there a wedding that happens without a photographer and a videographer?
Yeah.
Alafu? Like you don't have memories?
Ayo ni yenyu.
Are you serious?
Hiyo ni yenyu.
What do you mean?
But also you understand, Sharon, not everyone can afford. Kuna photographers wa and it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's actually not cheap because the equipment themselves are not cheap.
Exactly, and that's what clients don't understand.
Yeah.
That creatives, hizi equipment zenye wanatumia ni pesa mob.
Exactly.
And then you have a team behind you, so obviously the team also lazima uwalipe. Unaget?
Huwezi kuja kuwafanyia kazi ya Red Cross.
Na also energy yako imetumika na time yako imetumika hapo.
Na ni the whole time. Like na pia akili imetumika juu.
Exactly.
If it's for photography ya wedding, unafaa kuwa very keen, watu wakikiss, watu wakifanya nini.
Hiyo part ya kukiss umesema sana.
Si ndio, like hiyo ni very important na watu wenye wanakissingi wakiss vizuri. Wacha kukiss. By the way, it's a factor.
Unataka kuonyesha venye wanafaa kukiss?
Tunaweza ita man za kuja hapa tuwaonyeshe. But anyway,
I never understand. I can't kiss before marriage. I don't understand what you're talking about.
No, you see, for us as photographers,
Yeah.
kuna time utakuwa umeenda wedding alafu wamekiss 2 minutes, 2 seconds. Hatujapata hiyo shot.
Watakanga how long?
Vizuri, yani ikwe imefanywa proper in such a way that you have a few shots of
Inaka unaongelea from uko ndani. Sharon, I hope hii mwaka ni ile siku utatuonyesha vile utakiss.
Nitawaonyesha.
Sawa.
God willing. God, we mans, umesikia? Watu wanataka. But anyway, I think wanaume ndo wanakuanga the determinant factor most of the time. If you guys are proceeding to the next level or not.
I mean both parties, but yes, I get what you understand. What you're trying to say, because we are the leaders, so we lead the way. Yes, I totally understand the way.
So for the wedding, you are doing a wedding. Roughly, mtu anafaa kuwa na how much?
So it depends. Says minimum. I think minimum for everything. For can you interact now ni as low as 500,000.
Wewe unafanyaga watu kina nani nini?
Not 500
because kuna mtu hadi anafanya na 200.
Sawa.
Lakini
for them.
It's all right but not for me.
No, but na understand. Hata kuna say hiyo 200 hata ni do mob. Una get? But for me, I think kuna wedding nishefanya wasi 20. Nyo budget yake ilikuwa 700.
20.
Kwanza ilikuwa ya politician but sitamtaja.
What do you mean? 20 people na 700. Na sisi tunafanya 300 people na 300 budget ya 300. Kila mtu anakula suso.
Tours. Max imefanya ni ngapi? Millions.
Na minimum ni 500.
Nimeona.
Okay. So how do you break down what is the most important thing when planning for a wedding?
I know the service that takes a huge chunk is deco.
Oh yeah, and is deco important?
Extremely important. I mean deco ndo, especially for the couple. Unajua guest pia wataongea tu vibaya. Mbona hukufanya hivi, hukufanya hivi? But again, like I said earlier, my wedding, I mean, deco is important, all those things are very important, but Kenya minta factor nayo sana entertainment. How did people feel? How did they feel?
By the way, actually I think nimekuwa nikifikiria story. There's an MC, anaitwa MC nani?
Amekulipa umtaje?
No, alikuwa anasema alifanya video ya venye watu wanadhanianga MCs si important. I don't know if you've seen that
video.
Very
important.
Yeah, and I sat and thought about that video and I was like, you know, deco si lazima. But then do people even realize deco?
They do. That's why they take photos. Kama uko na photo booth, nini, hizo vitu zina add.
But flowers, they realize deco if it's deco. Unajua kuna ile tu ya.
But you know, watu wange afford.
Deco, yeah.
But najua hizo flowers ni important, especially for nyima dem, ni important.
Yeah, but for me, if you ask me, I'd rather pay a good MC, a good DJ, rather than do a good.
Really?
Yeah, good deco.
Hapo tuko pamoja.
Yeah.
But there are people who are from a different opinion. Like I know of, say the influencers. Tuseme ukiwa na hizo bash zao outside of weddings, I know Kenya who concentrate nayo ni hata wajalingi about DJ na MC. They really don't care. But photographer, because unajua biashara iko kwa mtandao hivyo. So na deco because ya settings kidogo. So different events highlight different services. Say like I've mentioned, For an influencer, what they'd like to highlight is deco, vitu zenye zitatesa kwa mtandao. Una get? Vitu zitatesa kwa mtandao. For kama baby shower, deco pia ni important.
Deco
ni important.
I think the type of event is also important.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. Hivyo.
So tell me, ushaisikia events zimeenda south? Ama like what ni event gani ushaifanya kwanza event imeenda south wewe?
Kuna events zinaenda south. Wacha tuanze zile polite. So for example, mvua inanyesha and then amwezi tumia hiyo space. So why?
Alafu like siku kinyesha tu mnasema sawa tuendelee tukiendanga.
For example, space yetu tulikuwa tumeka kuna hizi si parasols, zitangwa aje? Pagolas. Pagolas. So ni open. So kukinyesha utafeel kila kitu about hiyo mvua. Una get?
Hadi machine zako zitaso.
Hizo kuna events kama hizo. Kuna events zingine, especially kwa events, especially kwa weddings, kitu inakuanga na drama ni after evening party. Kuna events zingine, mi semi zangu, because my clients wanakuanga very faithful. Nimesikia events zingine, groom aliponyoka na...
No way! What do you mean? Alafu anacha bride hapo? Alafu, okay, anaenda anarudi ama anaenda kiendanga?
Anaenda, anafanya mambo yake.
Anarudi. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Mchezo si rahisi. Anaenda anarudi. Then pia for bride and invite ex wake ataka kupigana huko. Chaotic. Vitu zinakuanga zinakuanga chaotic.
Lakini kuna watu wanakuanga na ex crazy.
But for me so kwenye mimi nimesema ni wedding yangu very soon. Nitakuwa na meza exes. Nitakuwa na meza exes.
Are you serious? What for?
What do you mean? Kuonyesha what they're not getting.
What? They will not come for your wedding.
Trust me.
They will.
They will.
Unless,
can bet and take it to the bank.
Unless the wound is not fresh. Unless ni kitambo.
Of course, wangu ni wote na kitambo.
Unless ni kitambo, because mimi wezi ni show siezi, honestly. Hata siezi simamia.
Of course, siezi simamia. Siezi kakuweka hata
usimamia. Kuna mtu
anasimamia.
Kuna ex wangu ashainiambia nisimamia harusi yake.
Msa kwa kupenda. Hakuwa anakupenda.
Imagine.
Hiyo ni nini? So mimi nasema nitakuwa na meza ya exes. Nitakuwa na meza ya wala wase kidogo wamekwa kwa exes. Ni safari, it's been a journey.
I want to come to your wedding.
You get? Na sasa, of course, na my main person. So nita make sure hizo meza zina lead to high table. So wenye kidogo wamekwa kwa exes, table ya exes, alafu high table. Hiyo ni njama nini?
Hata sijui usingizi.
Okay, yeah, so that's it.
But lakini hapana,
very dramatic baby.
So and then sasa watu watajua mse ameenda na
wanajuanga, sivyo unapea sisi tunakuanga tunajua.
Alafu anakuja na mnaendelea na
nini kawaida. Basi inaharibika. Vitu zinaharibika.
Lakini why would you do that to someone? That's crazy.
People are wild. In fact, umesema ya mwisho. I know of people wanakuanga na hizo ma parties ama
bachelor party.
So unapata wali invite again, hizi events zangu hizi nikusikia. My people are very faithful. Don't come for me. Wali invite hii podcast msaidia sema kitu yote?
Of course.
Wali invite ma strippers. The night before.
What do you mean?
Ukienda huko, let me tell you. So the other thing about planners and planning is because one, NDA. Because family wanakufungulia their space. Because you spend a lot of time with their family.
Yeah, true.
So whatever you see, whatever you hear,
it remains to in the constraints. Hata kama wana struggle na budget, si utaenda.
Haufai kusema nothing at all. So even if guests wakuulize, ilikuwa how much? So you give them a rough estimate. You don't tell them ati ilikuwa hii na hii na hii. Just a rough estimate. Just to protect your client. I mean, it's kawaida. You have to protect your client 110%. So yeah. So yeah, my stripper. It's not again.
And then,
see watu wangu.
Alafu sasa, okay, I don't know how that thing works.
But you didn't know. You don't know. As a baby, you don't know. And no one will tell you. Tunakwambia mbona?
Okay, hata basi your friends are not good.
Whose friends?
See the kwani the friends hawezi ambia chile the
Mbona
babe.
tunakushow?
Ah.
Nothing. Hatuwezi kukwambia.
For real?
No. Why would we?
You will not tell me that my man's has. What?
That yesterday we had the
Yeah.
strippers in our room.
Eh.
How?
But okay. Sitaki kuuliza what strippers do because I don't know. But watu nje. But why would you do a wedding and you're not?
Si ya mwisho.
Si uende to. Ya mwisho. You know, a wedding is just an event.
No.
It's not a marriage.
It is.
It is not.
It is.
A
Let me tell you.
wedding.
It's an event,
yeah.
but also the event comes with X and X and X. So you get, you're not just doing, that's how I'd look at it. I'm not just having this wedding.
Yeah.
It means it's a start.
Yeah.
Yeah, maisha yangu na
Maisha
bibi
yako,
yangu
yeah,
and everything that revolves around that. So being faithful, all those things.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right.
the night before doesn't matter. The man I was a few minutes ago.
Hakuna, but hiyo si hivyo by the way. Because if I hear my man did that,
Utasikia wapi?
utajua tu. Hizi vitu zinafikanga. Unaona kama the way you know now, zitanifikia tu.
But ujue ni nani? Na si mimi, si wangu. Si watu wangu.
Oh, ni clients wa watu wengine.
Mimi nimesikia.
But what do you think is the ideal situation to do? Like, what do you think is the best thing to do? Kwanza kwa hizo bachelorette parties. Hai. Umecheka.
Ideal is boys meet, you eat, you live. Hivyo, that's the ideal. But who wants boring? Who wants to do average stuff?
Okay.
No, but you see, it doesn't have to be explicit. There's a way. Tunaenda to dance, we have a good time, we pop champagne, and then that's it. Vibes. We congratulate our man, one man down. Hivyo.
And then you continue.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's amazing.
I'll ask you,
yes.
for your end, what do you think should be the ideal
wedding?
bachelorette party?
I don't know. Equal to wild. I would
Wild?
equal wild, but not that wild.
So
to
you
your
want us,
extent.
you
Yeah,
want
yeah,
your,
yeah.
from your end ikwe wild, lakini sisi utaki ikwe
See,
wild.
like kwani wild, okay, it's quite wild vile afuleta strippers, you going getting your ex and bringing your ex on board, you know. It's only wild, wild to the extreme.
Wewe wild yako inakaaje?
No, nasema ikwe tu inabamba. Tufanye things wild, tuende kwa yacht, tutembee
sawa,
kwa
pole.
yeah, I mean like we do a yacht party. Tuende tufanye deep sea dive. Yani vitu different, you know.
Sawa.
Na pia watu walete gifts.
Yes, sana.
Very important.
Also, speaking of gifts, something that also happens kwa weddings nowadays is just buy a small gift for your mans or for your babe.
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah,
get. So in the morning, so when the photographer or the videographer is taking those morning shots, then you're able to unwrap the gift. It feels nice.
Yeah.
It feels nice. Also your vows.
Yeah.
I mean, wanaume
Yeah.
20 Ks of it. It feels nice.
Okay. Nikuli, if I may ask,
Yeah, feel free.
About the gift. So is it something you've discussed with your babe, or it's a surprise,
It's
or
actually
how
a
does
surprise.
it? How does
Usually
it?
it's a
Na
surprise.
mimi nikimnunulia na yeye asinunue.
Inakanga vibaya.
Yeah.
So
how do you find the
now you
balance?
see, that's the thing. That's a good thing. You've asked a very good question. But now with the planner will be able to whisper to the guy, amwambia, oh, please get your wife a gift, and your wife, and the babe, please get a gift for your man. You get?
Yeah. All right. So talking of gifts.
Yeah.
Talking of gifts, kuna hii gift box, na kuna hii gift table, na kuna gari ya kubeba gift, na kuna gift zenye zimeletwa. I've always wondered, hizi gift groom na bride wanakongwambia rings zinaenda kwa nyumba yao ama how does it happen?
So what you do, if you're working with a planner, you make sure you get a representative from your family. Yes. So you can pick from both families. So mmoja represent family ya groom, mwingine represent family ya bride, na mmoja kwa hapo kama familia, not family, kama planner. So what happens is just for accountability. So tuseme uko na stickers. So kwa gift moja unaweka number 1, and then kwa book unaandika 1 or something, just for accountability. But just to answer your question, yes, it's usually predetermined inaenda kwa nyumba ya nani. So hata transport inakuanga arranged for in case. But most times these days wasa watakangi hizo physical gifts. Wanataka M-Pesa, so una come up na tin number ama number.
There's also something I've seen about gifts where they, I think, an arrangement with a supermarket or something.
Yes. So
how does that work?
It's a voucher. So ukienda kwa supermarket unasema I'm here for Sharon's wedding. So these are the items they want. You get, so as your supermarket iko na hiyo list ya kenye couple wanataka. So unaangalia kwa hiyo list nini unaweza buy. Hivyo.
I think that works. That really works because saa zingine utapata watu wamekuletea vikombe wote, masufuria, and you really don't need them. Probably the last thing about honeymoon. So how do you plan for your honeymoon? Do you go to honeymoon the same night of the wedding, or I've heard people say that unafaa kukaa kidogo, maybe mwende the next day or the other day. Look, like how does it work?
So I'll break it down like this. So if you guys are working, or let me put it that way. Let me just answer your question. So me, ideally is after your wedding, you go for the honeymoon. But I know of couples who walienda 2 weeks later. You get, because kazi ilikuwa a bit tight. Walipata tu siku kadhaa, the last week ya wedding, and then they go back to work.
Okay, what?
Also finances mlitumia zote kupanga wedding. You get? Hivyo. Then you go later. So it depends. I mean, how you guys decide. What would you prefer?
For me, I will prefer that, of course, I wouldn't want to have it in the country. So for me, what I'll do is probably after the wedding, I get a B&B or a hotel. I sleep that night. Then sasa to lale, to chillax,
Kulala?
you know.
But anyway.
Like to have a good time. And then we have a flight of around maybe 11, 12, so that we don't wake up mapema, and then we go. Because you see, if we have booked the flight the same day, that we miss tutakuwa tunakimbia.
Kabisa?
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
In agreement.
So
100%.
for me, I think that works. That really works for me. Also, so how do you choose your ideal honeymoon, whatever, for your person?
So
your honeymoon destination.
Things to consider. Kwa hiyo honeymoon, what do you want to achieve? Already, maybe by the time mnaenda honeymoon, you guys are already pregnant.
Oh, what do you want to achieve? Kuna kwanga na achievements.
Lazima kuwe na goal, end goal. So sometimes with that, unaweza pata mnataka tu kwenda kurelax. Na kurelax, amtaki safari. You know, couples are different because ingekuwa ni mimi opt for safari.
By safari unamaanisha ukienda
mnaenda kama Masai Mara huko, ma activities, unaget. Kuna wasi
also want safaris.
But kuna wasi wengi wanataka kwenda kwa beach, kuchill tu. You know, wanataka kwenda kuchill, experience different cuisines, hizo za hiyo place yenye wako. For me, by the way, take me huko ndani. Let's just have a good time hivyo. Anyway.
So it depends.
It depends with what you guys want to achieve. And obviously your budget.
Yeah.
Na kama mko na passport.
Budget ni muhimu.
Budget ni muhimu.
Na passport. Uko na passport?
Niko na. Uko na? Uko na?
Niko na passport. I've been outside the country several times. So definitely. Lazima nikuwe niko na passport.
Umeenda hapa UG umefura.
Nimeenda Germany, nimeenda Paris.
Oh really?
Yeah. You know, should know people.
Hatutangazangi.
Kuna vitu watu
ushatangaza.
Sasa nasema sahi. That was long. By the way, one thing about me, when I post, I've already left the place.
Kwa nini? Sababu insecurity. Unaona utakujiwa?
Not really. I don't know. Like kama nimepost siko your place nishatoka.
Mimi na posting live.
Like nilikuwa Germany juzi and I posted and my friend was like,
Germany ulienda kweli?
Nilikuwa actually Switzerland. And my friend alikuwa Germany. So alikuwa ananiambia, you come to, it's only 3 hours. So I was like, I already left, sorry. Yeah. Ni kweli. But it's true. Yeah, so
what else would you like to know?
Well, I think nimejua most of the things.
Yeah.
Because I find wedding planning a little bit hectic. It's a little bit hectic, especially hamna do.
It's crazy.
Hamna do is crazy, but crazy. Yeah, you know.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was a good session. If you guys have comments, questions, ziekeni hapo kwa comments. Please put them on the comments, and we will definitely reach out to you to give you the answers. And if there's something you feel like we have not talked about, please put it in the comment section. We'll talk about it in our next episode. And thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming. It has
You're
been
welcome.
an amazing
Thank
session.
you.
It was, I didn't even realize time imeenda hivyo, but yeah, it was a good session. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for hosting me.
Yes.
You guys can follow me on my socials.
Yes.
DJ Dice, the Dapper Man. Feel free, but msikuja kwa inbox. I'm already cuffed.
Yeah, also
Hey, off the cuff.
off the cuff. Yeah, he's cuffed, but not off the cuff. Anyway, it's always amazing to have you guys here. We are shooting at Old House Resort, located in Kino along Wayaki Way. Feel free to visit them, and have some good nyama chomas, platters, anything you would want. Also, he's a very good, amazing wedding planner. In case you have an upcoming wedding, please feel free to reach out to him. Also, if you want DJing services in your wedding, in your events, feel free to reach out. Thank you very much. Keep it locked at Off the Cuff.